I have spent my life searching for the answers that my father and my father's fathers failed to find. Who were the precursors? Why did they create the vast monoliths that litter our planet? How did they harness eco, the life energy of the world? What was their purpose? And why did they vanish? I have asked the plants, but they do not remember. The plants have asked the rocks, but the rocks do not recall. Even the rocks do not recall. Every bone in my body tells me that the answers rest on the shoulders of a young boy. Oblivious to his destiny, uninterested in the search for truth, and rejecting of my guidance. And why would he want to listen to old Samus the Sage anyway? I'm only the master of green eco, one of the wisest men on the planet. So it seems the answer begins not with careful research or sensible thinking. Nay, as with many of fate's mysteries, it begins with but a small act of disobedience.
Hey! Jack, old green stuff told us not to come here.
Continue your search for artifacts and eco. If the locals possess precursor items, you know what to do.
Deal harshly with anybody who strays from the village. We will attack it in due time.
What are we doing here anyway, Jack? This place gives me the creeps. Huh? Oh, stupid precursor junk. Eek! What is that dark ooze? It sure don't look friendly. The sage yaps on about the precursors that built this place all the time. Where did they go? Why did they build this crap? Now, I like precursor orbs and power cells as much as the next guy. But if you ask me, they must have been real losers. Wow! How did you do that? I think we're in trouble! Man, that stung! I told you we shouldn't have come here, and you listened! What? Okay. I'm fine.
What in green tarnation do you two want?
I was...
Don't tell me! Instead of heeding my wisdom, the two of you went mucking around in the only place that I told you not to go! Misty Island!
That's right! And then...
And, Daxter, you finally took a much-needed bath, but in a bathtub filled with dark eco.
Look, old man! Are you gonna keep yapping, or are you gonna help me out of this mess?
I'm gonna keep yapping, because in my professional opinion, the change is an improvement. And besides, I couldn't help you if I wanted to.
What?
There's only one person who has studied Dark Eco long enough to have a chance at returning you to your previous form. Carl Acheron, the Sage. But he lives far to the north. Far, far to the north. Nobody has spoken to him in ages. I would teleport you there, but I can't do that either. None of the three sages that maintain the other teleporter gates have seen fit to turn their ends on for quite a while. The only other way north is by foot through the Fire Canyon, but its volcanic soil is hot enough to melt precursor metal. You can't just walk through it.
But you could fly over it if you had a zoomer equipped with a heat shield. I just happen to be working on such a thing at this very moment. All I would need is 20 power cells to give it enough energy to withstand the canyon's heat. Isn't that right, Daddy?
Yes, Kira, that might work. But where are a boy and a half going to get 20 power cells?
From the villagers. Most of them have a power cell or two stashed away somewhere. And even if they aren't willing to just give them away, greasing their palms with a few precursor orbs should do the trick. And I bet there are even more of them out in the wilds just waiting for some brave adventurer to find.
Well, we've got the brave adventurer at least.
Brave adventurer? You two couldn't find your way out of the village without training. Before you do anything else, you better go through the warp gate and get some practice on Geyser Rock.
We won't find any more of that dark gooey eco stuff, will we? Cause I'd hate to fall in again and turn into you.
Get in there before I turn you both into ferns. Good training, boys, but that's nothing compared to the challenges that lie ahead.
Then no problem. We got the moves, eh, Jack? We'd love to stay and chat, Big Green, but we're, itching to get on with our adventures.
Fine, fine. Adventure away, then. And while you're out adventuring, why don't you make yourself useful? My darn green eco-collectors are clogged up again. Head out to the far side of the beach and clear them out, why don't you? Follow the lamps. They'll take you right there. Now, all of you, get out of here! Some brave adventurers you two are. Back already and without clearing my blocked eco-harvesters. They're on the far side of the beach, boys. Now, get moving!
Don't tell me that you two have problems as well. The first I hear of monster sightings near the village, and now this. See those gears up there, boys? See them? See how they're not moving? That means our village has no power. The eco beam coming from the jungle temple has been interrupted. And boys, everyone's too frightened to go out and find out what's happened.
Did you pay the bill?
Yeah. Oh, you're funny. Now look, if you two fix the eco beam, I'll give you a power cell. Oh, and another thing, if by any chance you're interested in making a contribution to my re-election campaign, I might be willing to part with yet another power cell. The minimum contribution is a very modest 90 precursor orbs.
Well, hello there, my dear boy. You've caught me at a most inopportune moment. I was to set off on my journeys yesterday, but I seem to be a spot short on the old precursor orbs. I would have pledged my word that I had 90 of them, but I gather that your young friend, the little annoying, miserably ugly one, might have just pilfered them as a sort of a spot of fun. Anyway, would you be kind enough to loan your dear old uncle 90 precursor orbs so he can get underway? I would offer you a power cell in return.
Hey! Little furry dude! Oh, I thought for a moment you were my muse.
Your what?
Haven't you ever seen a muse before? It's a little glowing squirrel about your size, full of spunk, and crazy as a lark.
Oh, I get it. Like a sidekick.
As a matter of fact, without my muse, I just can't sculpt. But with her around, I see beauty in everything, Right now, I couldn't chisel my way out of a box. I think she ran away to that misty island. I just hope she's all right. It's worth a power cell if you bring her back to me.
Wait a minute! We are not going back to Misty Island! Are we? Yeah.
Good job. Now meet me down here by the egg. Oh, my. I hope the poor dear's okay. Here's a power cell for your valor.
No! No, 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 no!
Look, isn't that cute? It thinks you're its mama.
Ah, I'm not your mom. You see any feathers here?
Oh, love at first sight. Oh. Listen, boys. I'll take this little chick back to the village with me and work with the sage to take care of her.
see you two are back to make the trade. Good, jolly good. You have the precursor orbs that we agreed on. I hope you put this hard-earned power cell to good use. Cheerio, ta-ta, bye-bye.
Yeah, bring in the cops for the joy. Gotta milk those yak cows. Gotta milk those yak cows. Oh, it's you. Oh, just resting my tired bones. I've been trying to get those ornery yak cows back into the pen all day. Some strange creatures tried to steal them earlier. You think you could help an old man and try to get him back into the corral? Gotta bring in the cops for the jewel basket. Well done, my boy. You actually got those flea bags back into the pen. Now I can sleep in peace. Take this power cell for your trouble.
So, you want to make a contribution? Good. A sizable one, I hope. Yeah. Oh, it is a sizable contribution. I just hope this power cell adequately represents my gratitude.
Hey, baby. What do you say you and I go cruising on this A-Grav Zoomer?
Rule number 1, I don't date animals.
Ah, you don't know what you're missing.
Listen, if you need something to keep you busy, my father always talked about an ancient precursor pipeline hidden deep underground. Some of these pipes end in vents from which eco flows freely, and some have been capped off so that the eco is sealed back. There must be a way to turn the capped vents on. I traced part of the pipeline back to the Forbidden Temple. Maybe you should look there for some type of switch.
Oh, it's the conquering heroes. Good. I wanted to talk with you two about something serious. There appears to be quite a bit of lurker activity on Misty Island. I can see them bombarding the precursor silo from my lookout tower. If the lurkers open it up and release the dark eco, we could all end up running around looking as ridiculous as this annoying little specimen. Jack, it's time for you to prove your worth. Get the fisherman to let you take his boat back to Misty Island. Get to the top of the precursor silo and take out that cannon.
And what about me?
You? Why don't you mop my floors? They seem to have lost their shine lately.
Them monsters patrolling the ocean took a bite out of me fishing rig. And now they're gobbling up me catch. No matter what I try, I can't seem to catch a single fish in this river.
Woo! Maybe it's your breath.
You think you can do better? Try scooping up river fish with a tiny net. I'll give you a power cell if you can catch 200 pounds of them critters. And then I'll let you and Shrimp here use my speedboat to get to Misty Island. You want to try the challenge? There are two types of good fish to catch. 1 pound fishies and 5 pound fishies. If you miss 20 pounds of good fish, then I'm gonna take me net back from you. There are poisonous eels in this river. Catch even one of them boogers, and they'll poison the whole darn catch. Left! Here comes a big one! Steady, boy. Steady. Here comes a big one! Yes, there's the second one. Here comes a big one. Steady, boy. Steady, boy. Here comes a big one. Left. Steady, boy. Here comes a big one. Hold steady. Steady, boy. You did it! You caught 200 pounds of fish. Not bad for a couple of landlubbers. Here's the power cell I promised. And you can use my boat at the village dock whenever you like.
insect collection?
The light within. From before time, I have watched and waited for the true hero to return. Present to me 120 precursor orbs for each power cell I contain. For your gift, another power cell is yours. Bring to me 120 precursor orbs, and I will award you a power cell.
Yeah!
bombardment is getting worse. Find the fisherman in the jungle. Get permission to use his boat. And get over to Misty Island to stop the cannon. And you, Dexter, you need to get mopping. This place is a mess.
20 cells needed to power my heat shield. Now be careful. The shield will only protect your zoomer till it reaches 500 degrees, so try to keep her cool. Flying over open lava will definitely heat you up fast. Hit 500 degrees and it's over.
Over? Like burning molten metal over?
The fire canyon gets pretty hot, so keep a lookout for jumps to keep you off the hot ground. I've also released several blue cooling balloons you can use to drop the shield's temperature quickly. Oh, and when you get across, don't forget to activate the teleport gate in the Blue Sage's lab. Then we'll be able to teleport over and meet you. Good luck!
I don't think I'll ever get used to that teleporter tingling sensation. Hey! It looks like the Blue Sage threw a party.
Oh my! Rock Village is on fire!
One heck of a party.
No, I mean Rock Village is being bombarded with flaming boulders! Oh, and it looks like the Blue Sage is working on a levitation machine to move them. Assuming it's operational, we're gonna need power cells to fuel it. I guess you two are going to have to find some more.
We'd better take a look at his notes. Jack, go check on the villagers, and come back and give us an update. And take the furball with you.
Apparently, the precursor structure just off the coast leads to an underwater lost city. The Blue Sage has been trying to figure out how he can bring one of the chambers to the surface, but he was never successful. You should check it out.
Aren't there a lot of lurker sharks in that water?
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Of course not. Just looking out for Jack here. You know what a chicken he can be.
Well, if you swim out over the coral reef, I doubt the lurker sharks will bother you. They don't like shallow water.
Well, the situation here stinks worse than a lurker's armpit. Before Blue Sage's disappearance, he journaled significant trouble in all of the surrounding areas. Of particular interest to me is the dark eco-infection of some innocent plants in the precursor basin. Kira will teleport your Agrav Zoomer to the nearest transpad. Ride the Zoomer to a green eco vent, and then carry the green eco to the corrupted plants. That should heal them. Don't miss a single plant, or the infected ones will slowly reinfect the healthy ones. And Daxter, start cleaning up in here, and don't forget the corners.
two look like a couple of capable fellows. I've got a research project going, and maybe you could help me out.
Hey, we're the ones on a big quest here. We ask you for help.
Well, perhaps we can help each other. I've been studying the burrowing habits of lightning moles in the precursor basin next to our village for years. But now those awful lurkers have scared the moles to the surface. And since they're blind as bats, they can't find their way back underground. If you could herd them back into their burrowing tunnels, you might just save their lives. I've got a power cell that says you can do it.
Yeah, lightning moles. We can. Maybe for 2 power cells.
Nice try. But I would be willing to part with another power cell if you two find me 90 precursor orbs for my research equipment. Fair enough? Oh, you have the orbs. Here's a power cell we agreed upon. This stone is very old.
Beware of the dark light, for it has twisted the fate of one of you. Bring me 120 precursor orbs for each power cell I contain.
This stone is very old. Nasty lurkers. moles, that's awfully good of you. Here's a power cell to help you out. Now I can get back to my research. Nasty lurkers. Rocks have feelings too.
Here is another power cell for your quest. For your sacrifice, I offer you a power cell.
Oh, no, not another hero. I lost my shorts on this so-called hero's big fight against the monster up there. Trust me, the smart money's on the monster. That wager pretty much tapped me out. So, I got a proposal. Bring me 90 orbs to get me back on my feet and out of this barrel, and I'll give you a power cell in return. And if you're game, I do have one more bet on mine. My big comeback. Beat the record time racing Dead Man's Gorge in the Precursor Basin, and I'll get a pretty payoff. For that, I'll give you another power cell.
Oh, my aching head.
Hey, that's one of your vital organs. Walk it off, tough guy.
Oh, sure, I was tough once. Maybe even the toughest of them all. I single-handedly defended this village from those horrid creatures for almost a year. Then that horrible monster arrived and commenced the boulder bombardment. So, full of valor, armor shining in the sun, I climbed the hill to take him on. But he pounded me like one tenderizes a yakao steak.
Have you tried attacking him with your melodrama? Because it's killing me.
After my last stunning failure, he sealed the passageway to his roost with a 30-ton boulder, leaving no way for anyone to challenge him again. So, our sage, a master of blue eco and a mechanical genius, devised a machine capable of lifting the boulder out of the way. But alas, he disappeared before we had a chance to turn it on. And he took all of his power cells with him. At least I was able to pull enough pontoons out of our bridge to prevent that monster from coming down here to do me harm.
Yeah, good job, tough guy. But we're gonna need you to put him back and stuff.
Oh, sure, and seal my doom? All right, fine. Bring me 90 precursor orbs and I'll let the pontoons loose. But I'm not going to fight that monster again.
Well, what are you waiting for? This barrel's getting itchy. Beat the best time down Dead Man's Gorge, and we'll both be winners. While you're down there, could you rub my feet? Say goodnight, Jack.
Wonderful. You brought me the precursor orbs. All right, I'll fix the bridge. But don't ask me to get involved with that creature again.
Whoa, yeah! These orbs will help me win my way back out of this barrel. Here's the power cell I promised. Oh, it was a sure thing.
care of yourself? Fucking getting out of your food coma from Thanksgiving or whatever? Oh, here we go. I got a credit going into the fucking month. I don't know how I'm gonna get these orbs. I'm wondering actually if I get like the fire blast thing and like go on that one. I don't know. It's like a little floaty pedestal or a little floaty platform. Maybe it'll like kind of push it over. Maybe I just gotta run out there. Oh, come on. I've been having a good time running through this, man. I always wanted to play through the first Jak and Daxter. I remember I played through the second and third one when I first got my PlayStation 2 way back in the day. And I remember passing the controller back and my buddy had this growing up. But I've really been enjoying it, especially, I'm kind of a collectathon guy. I wasn't that long ago when I was going through the rare shit, doing got Daxter's personality, but I was at going through all the rare games like Ukulele and the Conker's Bad Fur Day, the Donkey Kong 64, fucking that sort of shit. So I didn't do anything, we just went over to my folks, they don't live too far. That's nice one thing, they actually got the kid tonight, which is nice. I'm getting a late night, just sit back, play some Jak and Daxter. Finally getting done playing through all the, God of War. I'm doing a little bit of the post, Ragnarok stuff. I don't want to talk too much about it, but, just dicking around and, doing some of the late game stuff or whatever. Post game quests. But, after I got the credits and beat that, I went back and, went through, God of War Ascension, the prequel, and the God of War 1, 2, and 3. So that was kind of cool, going back and past or whatever, playing the fucking, the Jumping Flash. I played this Jumping Flash today. It only took me an hour and a half to beat, but this is a cute little game. So is this a remastered PS3 version of the version? I think it's on the PS4, so I don't know. I know one thing that's nice, I was playing a lot of them God of War games, and it was streaming them. So it was kind of slight input delay, latency. It's some Netflix shit. Except for the God of War 3 wasn't like that, thankfully. But, no, I'm definitely happy Jak and Daxter is one of the classics you can actually download. I know, I'm halfway thinking I'd have a better experience playing. I know a little bit ago they came out basically came out with a PC version or whatever of Jak and Daxter that looked really good. But I just recently I got the whole because they have it's Black Friday deal or whatever for the PlayStation Plus, 25% off. So I went and bit the bullet on it. So I'm gonna probably be playing PlayStation games for the next year, really trying to, They just came out with all the Ratchet and Clank, which I guess there's even a couple Ratchet and Clanks on the PS3 I haven't really fucking played. I'm excited to check out, go through all the Jak and Daxter. One thing I know, this is totally about to be Zoid next month or so too, friggin' because what is it, what just came out on here? This is the Jak and Daxter, but I was totally, because I know you were telling me a while ago, the Jak and Daxter games and the Kingdom Hearts games are some of your favorite games, honestly. And I know I've had on my shit list a while, they have all the Kingdom Hearts final mix shit. That was one of the things, I played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, like, right around when Kingdom Hearts 2 was, like, pretty fresh and vanilla. But I loved the game, and I loved all the RPG shit and everything, but it was one of those games that, like, needed some really cool, like, late-game challenge bullshit to, like, test the fucking, like, RPG bullshit. And I know you were telling me they definitely have what the doctor ordered, I guess, in the new shit. I remember you telling me one time. I've been waiting for this shit to fall in my lap. Is the Ragnarok better than the first? I definitely liked it in a lot of ways better than the first, but then in a lot of ways the first was kind of special, and, it wasn't really trying to be the first. I really don't want to spoil, because I know you love the first. It's definitely a must-play if you love the first, I think. But there's some things where they kind of, you can tell they focused more in, like, certain areas than the first. Like, I'd say the first feels more open, I guess, in some ways. And just, like, but then, like, the second one, they did such a good job, like, fleshing out all the realms, like, individually. Like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I loved it. I fucking loved it. But, then there's, I'd say the loot isn't as good in the second one. That was definitely, it wasn't bad, but, like, I definitely like the loot and, like, the upgrading shit. It's just slightly different in some ways. It's not as, like, I don't know, random, I guess. Yeah, I don't want to say anything about it, because it was basically the best game ever. Real shit. Like, it was definitely, like, between the Horizon Forbidden West and the Elden Ring and, like, the fucking, the Outer Wilds and fucking, the fucking, that new God of War, dude, they're all sitting at the same fucking lunch table. I don't know. They're all, like, fucking best game ever status. On some real shit. Like, it's so fucking good. And that's Sekiro. I really like the Sekiro, even though that was, like, a fucking year or so ago. I feel like I played those all, like, this year. But, no, it was really good. Ragnarok, really delivered in a lot of ways. And a lot of, like... Yeah, no, definitely. I'm excited for you to get your hands on it. It's gonna be fucking sick, dude. It definitely lived up to the hype for me, and I'm still not exactly completely done with it. It's still like it's one thing. That's why I don't even want to, like, say some things. You know how I am. I just think it's probably best you just fucking go in and fucking. But it totally, like, delivered in a bunch of ways. And it was super, like, fucking special and fucking, it totally, like... It totally lived up in a lot of ways what the first one was kind of setting up. And the first one totally, like, set up some fucking shit. And then, like, just, like, total fucking roller coaster. I suppose you could say, like, compared to the fucking, like, 2018 one. Like, it was crazy just how much, like, shit was going on and fucking, yeah, it was nuts. I was pretty floored by it. And yeah, like I said, one of, like, my biggest complaints of, like, the first one was, like, I remember saying, especially when I felt like my complaints weren't as bad, like, on my New Game Plus, I almost feel like I enjoyed it more than the fucking first playthrough, honestly. But, the fucking, my two major complaints were, like, how much they teased the other realms and how, like, a lot of the realms weren't, like, fleshed out. Each of the realms are, like, fucking kind of awesome in their own way, which I was super fucking impressed with. There wasn't a lot of ones that just felt like fucking, like, hallways and stuff. There's still leaving so much for me to, like, discover and stuff, too, honestly. It's so fucking sick. And then I was really impressed with, not that, like, the enemy variety was like that bad in the 2018 one, especially mechanically, in the sense that like, you know, they got so much value about like each enemy having like different like varieties, you know, whether like, oh god, what the hell I do? Whether the joggers, you know, were like empowering like whatever limbs or whatever they were doing. But like in this one, they like, yeah. You know, it was one of the, like, man, if they can, like, do in, like, fucking the new Breath of the Wild game, like, you know, I don't know, I loved all the different, like, enemy, it felt like they were taking notes from, like, so many awesome, like, PlayStation games. Like, it felt like the enemy variety is, like, taking notes from, like, Monster Hunter and, like, fucking Horizon a little bit, and so, but they had a bunch of, like, really cool humanoid enemy, like, they just had a really cool, like, wide diversity of, like, different like enemy types, which I was super like, you know, that can just add so much to a game like that, you know. And other than that, you know, I'm just gonna shut up because yeah, I could like, you know, that shit was so good. I like immediately got done with it. Like I said, the past week I just got done fucking going back and playing like all the God of War games. Like, it was so fucking good. Like, definitely like ended up just being like one of those series I was like totally sleeping on, you know. I may have not even checked out if they didn't give the 2018 one as like one of the free PlayStation Plus games, you know, when I first got my fucking PlayStation. But like, you know, it was always something that like caught my eye, but man, like, you know, I'd never expect that shit to be like, you know, two of my favorite games ever. You know, it was so fucking good. And yeah, you know, it had a lot to live up to, because I really, you know, I love the 2018 one, especially after the New Game Plus, and you know, like you said, it was totally worth it going back and fucking fighting the Valkyries and shit. Yeah, I was really glad I did that before fucking Ragnarok. Because it totally, you know, just like kind of how I'm like, I mean, not in the same vein, but like, you know, because I was, oh yeah, I just gotta use electricity gun, okay, so. But definitely not in like the same vein, because, you know, the 2018 one whooped my ass. I did feel like Ragnarok was a bit easier, but it was also probably because I just got off like $100 to the New Game Plus on fucking the 2018 one, and they played like so much similar mechanically. You know, I really liked the tweaks and stuff, you know, they added. I do think maybe, like, I don't think the combat's quite as well balanced, and, like, the Give Me God of War, like, I don't know. I felt like you could take so much more hits than you could in the 2018 one. Not that that was, like, necessarily a bad thing. The main thing I liked about, like, the whole Give Me God of War shit is just, like, how they, like, tweak the aggression and stuff. You know, it's not just flat numbers. But, you know, the couple of, like, little changes they did, like, you know, change to the general feel of the combat or, like, some of the mechanics, you know, they were all pretty solid. But I will admit, like, I don't know, it was one of those things, I definitely felt like Kratos was a little too crazy by the end of it. I guess that's not exactly the worst thing. How do I go? I think I just walked past this. Shit's nasty. Oh no. I'm really enjoying this Jak and Daxter, dude. It has such a cool world. I was sleeping on the world in this first game. It's really cool how you like go into like the, you know, underground, underwater, and just got done with that part. It's like whole like ancient, almost reminds me of like some fucking Horizon shit. You're like delving down into the fucking like ancient city stuff. Daxters, we got the Kingdom Hearts. I don't know, I might pick up the fucking new Pokemon sometime. I'm not exactly in super hurry to get it, but I know I'm going to eventually. I can quit going over here. I don't think there's anything to see over here. Hey, what's going on, James? How you doing, bud? That's one thing, though. In about 10 minutes here, I do need to actually sign off. My wife just told me she's about ready to. I gotta make a little bit of. I don't know, one of those. She wants me to make one of those Knorr packets or whatever, those noodle things. When she gets back from her lunch break. She's about to be on her lunch break or whatever, soon. Swinging back. Stuff to my Jak and Daxter. It's pretty sick, man. I'm almost thinking I'm gonna like this one more than because I played Jak 2 and 3 back in the day, but I never I only got to play this one a little bit. But I'm really liking just how much of a different tone is. It feels like so much like it could have been like Sony's just like straight Golden Goose or their like take on Zelda. Especially like the whole like silent protagonist, like he feels like such like Sony's like take on Link or some shit. I'd like to see, speaking of like, we're just talking about like the God of War series, what a cool like reboot that shit is with like, the 2018 shit. Man, how cool would it be to like fucking to see Jak and Daxter to get like some crazy ass reboot like that, man? That'd be fucking nuts. I'd be about it. I would certainly be about it. Oh, jeez. But it's crazy how like seamless the world is and how interconnected. It almost reminds me of like so many like PlayStation 5 games and stuff, like the whole Ratchet and Clank kind of like pride themselves with the whole like seamless, no loading screen shit with like the solid state drive, like where the Ratchet and Clank, or not Ratchet, but this Jak and Daxter, like I don't even know if it's even like had a loading screen or something. Like it might be one of the first games to just like really fucking hide that shit with like clever little like elevator sequences and stuff like that. Oh jeez. Here we go. Maybe we gotta do something here. And the animations. That's one thing, like I was ready for how like these animations are like definitely still hold up to these days. Like, man, he's so bouncy with the steps, and even like how he goes into his idol and like all his moves like kind of like weave in and out. Like, it's definitely like a fucking masterclass on that shit, huh? Oh, there we go. Just gotta use our little fucking power stuff. Little collectathon fucking boogie. I love it. Yeah, so, I definitely grew up real hard on the Banjo-Kazooie. Like, their whole, like, little dances they do every time they get one of those precursor energy things. It's really cool, like I remember the egg shit you get it's totally in Jak 2. That shit's like super rare, and because that's like all in the future. It's cool how like the main fucking collectible ends up becoming like one of the rare ones or whatever. Where to me at this point? I played so much 2. Yeah, 2 I remember being like the coolest shit ever when it came out. Like, I remember, you know, like I said, I never owned it for the longest time. I ended up borrowing it when I finally got a PlayStation 2. I remember us just passing the controller and like getting lost on that shit like nobody's business. Yeah, it was such a crazy shift. The one thing I never checked out was, I always thought it looked neat was what the... Oh, I need to get the explodey stuff, probably take that out. But I never played, like, the combat racing, or, I want to say there was a total racing game, and then, and these are great how it always goes in first person and talks that shit. Yeah, no, the game's got a great sense of humor. It's like a great tone, like, so I mean, from what I remember, I mean, I don't hate, like, the more, like, edgier, grittier tone of, like, the second or third game, but I don't know, man, I definitely, this totally fucking feels like fucking Sony, yeah, trying to, like, fucking, almost, like I said, almost like somewhere between, like, a Zelda protagonist and, like, a fucking, like, Rare feeling game, almost. But yeah, no, it just seems really well designed too. You know, like, I just booted this up like a few hours ago. Yeah, we've just been fucking running through it, finding all sorts of fucking bullshit. You know, all sorts of areas that you can go to, and like pretty much whatever order you want. I want to say there was a total prequel or something for the PSP. I remember that being one of the flagship PSP games or whatever. That Daxter. I want to say it was like a prequel to the second one. Like what he's doing. Well, Jack's like getting tortured or some shit. So that's his whole thing. He's like getting the fucking dang Pico ejected into him or some shit. Oh. And that was one thing I totally forgot about was, yeah, how he's got like all the different like eco power-ups for like, you know, light little like puzzle solving bullshit and stuff. I think I was supposed to actually keep some of that juice. Remind me of those like nitro crates from Crash. Makes me just want to like barely touch them. Give me like 3 seconds for them to go off, you know? Isn't exactly like a slouch or whatever, you know, these days. You know, and I did play a couple Uncharted games for the first time in the past year or so. And I remember The Last of Us, I remember playing that when it first came out, you know, it seemed pretty cool, you know, on the PS3, but like, in that same vein, I don't know, it's kind of a shame Naughty Dog's kind of be making games like that. And I felt like, yeah, these Jak and Daxter games are, maybe it's just because I kind of just grew up in the advent of like the mascot platformer and bullshit, but like, I don't know. I definitely felt like these games always had that like special sauce, that special charm. This just Yeah, no, I do want to sit here and keep playing, but my wife did say at 150 I should probably get them nudes started. Have a little something to eat. So it should like auto save and stuff, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it was nice catching you guys around. I know, this is one of Zoid's favorite series too. It's cool you guys got to pop in, catch one of your favorite games or whatever. I just kind of running around dying, fucking losing my concentration shooting the shit, but no, this game's a treat. Has that like good shit, like any good fucking collectathon platformer thing where you get the like physics and the jumping mechanics down, you can like squeak out those fucking cool little shortcuts and stuff. It's definitely like gonna have to be one thing gonna have to go through the series. Cause who knows, maybe Jak 3's a lot better than I remember too. I just didn't really like how much like Jak 2 seemed to be influenced by like fucking Grand Theft Auto. But I mean, I was never the biggest Grand Theft Auto guy either. Honestly, I feel like that was like a big reason why it was kind of so popular too, though, because Grand Theft Auto was just like kind of that shit back in the day. That was like total, like everyone was always like passing the controller back and forth on that shit. So I don't know. I definitely points for the first one kind of being so different and having its own identity, and if anything, that just makes the second and third one like special too. It's really cool how they kind of like have their own like direction and like thing they're going for. It seems like I always like it when like series do that. They're not too playing it too safe. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later. You take care. I might be back. In an hour or so here. We'll see. I mean, it's probably super late though. You guys probably be sleeping. Maybe I'll be sleeping too. But I'll catch you guys around. You take care.